Hey everyone, we are in part two of taking a look at my favorite era of the Justice League of America, and that's where we're taking a look at the double-sized or giant issues that started with issue number 139 and went all the way to number 157. In the first part of the series, my previous video, we took a look at number 139 to 148. And we're going to pick up here with number 149. And issues number 149 and 150 have a very special place in my heart because at this time, now this is a December 1977 cover date, but the release date, the sale date was September 6th of 1977. And I'm still living in Schiller Park, Illinois. My parents have bought a home in South Florida. My dad was a salesman for a company that was based in South Florida, and by taking a new position within the company, he would be able to work out of the office instead of traveling all around the Northeast United States. But the economy's not great, so we sat, or I should say my parents sat on that house in Illinois for a while, and they weren't going to move until that house was sold. But my dad would make trips back and forth to Florida, staying at the house. And one particular trip that he was down there, some neighbors of ours on that street had a garage sale. And they had three sons. One, I believe, was a year older than me. One was a year younger than me. And the other was a few years younger than me. And they all had a bunch of comic books. And my dad bought them all in a garage sale. I don't know how much he paid. He probably didn't even pay 10 cents a copy. And you're looking at it was probably about 75 to 100 comic books. And to this day, I could say that first haul, thanks to my dad, was the greatest haul I've ever had. And 149 and 150 were in that haul. Plus, I can remember being introduced to several Marvel titles that I had never seen before, that I knew of, like Captain Marvel and Luke Cage Power Man, who is probably my favorite Marvel character. But then also there was Marvel Premiere, there was the Eternals, Fantastic Four, the Avengers, World's Finest, obviously several DC titles, but the Justice League of America was my favorite title. And they had 149 and 150, and as with all my Justice Leagues back as a kid, I read them over and over and over again. And I've actually probably read a lot of those comics from that haul over and over again. And I wish that I could be showing you some of my childhood copies, but as I've stated before in other videos, those childhood copies are long gone. But anyway, let's get going here. This is number 149. It's a Rich Buckler and Jack Abel cover, Steve Englehart on the scripts. And this story featured not only Dr. Light, but also I think the Key came in, or he may have been in the number 150, but also Snapper Carr returns as a villain called the Star Tassar. And 149 and 150 is again one of my favorite. I know I said 145 is probably my all-time favorite story, but this ranks right up there as well. And for a two-part, this could be my favorite two-part Justice League of America story ever. There's one copy. Got another one. In 150, also a Rich Buckler and Jack Abel cover, and this is, unfortunately, Steve Englehart's last writing duties with the Justice League of America. And as I stated in the previous video, he really elevated this title, added a lot of depth to the characters. Just some fantastic stories that he wrote during his short tenure on the Justice League. But, Jerry Conway takes over with number 151, and Jerry Conway, I really believe, really made the Justice League his own. It took a little bit, but he made it his own and wrote some fantastic stories as well. And I do believe that this one I bought from a seller, and it's a Murphy Anderson file copy. Here's another one. I'm so anal, this bugs me a little. The word defeat, the T is cut off there. I believe in this one it's not. We go to number 151. Again, Jerry Conway takes over the scripts. And the interesting thing is, this is Al Milgrom and Joe Orlando on the cover. Milgrom does the pencils, and Joe Orlando is the inker. And this is Professor Fortune. The bondage cover with Wonder Woman. Never saw this on those newsstands. It was many years later that I bought it. And another copy. Going to number 152. With a March 1978 cover date, which it came out December 1st, 1977. So that's why the Christmas theme. A double-length holiday package, 2,000 Light Years to Christmas. Rich Buckler, Jack Abel on the cover, Jerry Conway on the scripts, and I believe Jerry Conway just wrote the remaining stories all the way up until, gosh, 261? Was that the last issue of the Justice League? I know he was the longest running writer on this title. And another one, and I have one more of these. Yes, I've told you I have multiple copies of all these. 2 or 3 at the most. I just love them. Number 153, this is Ultra. I believe this is his. I know there was another Ultra in the DC universe, but here's Ultra on the April 1978 issue of Justice League of America. He's mightier than Superman, Flash, Green Lantern, Batman, and Green Arrow combined. Excuse me. Buckler and Abel on the cover. This is actually a very nice copy. And one more. We go to number 154. And Mike Kaluta on the cover, doing the pencils with Al Milgrom on the inks. And I believe that Kaluta did a cover in the 120s, and he may have done one other one. Shannon, you would probably know more than I. I didn't do my homework on that. And Jerry Conway on the scripts. And of course, for almost every single one of these, Dick Dillon does the pencils inside. He was a mainstay on the Justice League of America, and I believe, like I said in the previous video, died at his desk doing what he loved. There's number 154. I have one more. 154, then number 155. Al Milgrom is now on the pencils, Jack Abel on the inks, and again, Jerry Conway on the scripts. There was a period, I had 149 and 150, but then 151, 152, 153, 154, 150, I just never remember buying them. Of course, now it's over 40 years ago, but you know how some things just don't leave you? I do not remember seeing these. And I knew, we're still in Illinois. I still go to the Schiller Park drugstore to look at the spinner rack. I just can't believe that I never picked up any of these issues or never saw them, because it wasn't like the Justice League was not a popular title. It's 155. And one more copy. Now here's an issue I had. Definitely had this as a kid, because I remember putting tape on my copy to keep the cover from falling off. And I love this story. This is Rich Buckler and Frank Giacoia on the cover. And this is The Fiend with 5 Faces. Love it. I love this one. July 1978 cover date. It came out April 4th, 1978. That was the sale date. And I think I have a couple more copies of this as well. And all these are in pretty nice shape. That first one was like near mint. It's a very fine plus. And even this one is a very fine plus. Number 156. I think if I said 155, my mistake. 156. The last one, number 157. This is Joe Staton on pencils, Frank Giacoia on inks for the cover. Till Doom Do Us Part. This was the Addams wedding. And of course, you have an appearance by Supergirl. Cover date's August 1978. Release date's May 4th, 1978. And it's a nice yellow cover. Never saw it on the newsstands as a kid. A new 34-page novel featuring the Addams wedding, again, Till Doom Do Us Part. And the entire JLA and guests in a battle royal devised by the diabolical Siren. And one more copy of that. But that's it. Just taking a look at just a great time to be a kid, great time to be a fan of this title. You just got so much bang for your buck because every issue was double size, and then in several of these there was the looking back the 100 issues ago section where they had the cover of the comic along with a couple pages of action from that book, and then they would always, not always, but sometimes had in the extra mail room or mail bag, we had more letters. And so, I mean, I really just love this time. Obviously, you can tell because I buy multiple copies, and I will probably continue to buy more copies of this. If I could tell you, if I could say that there's just one group of books that I would save, if I had to get rid of everything, I would hold on to these. And issue number 133, because that was the first comic I ever remember buying. But this would be the comics that I would save if I had to get rid of everything else. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you on the next one.